Hello, welcome to Lackluster Reactions. I'm your Lackluster Reactor, here today for another episode of Marriage Toxic. Last week we met our main characters and got a taste of the underworld and the powers of specialists. This week we're gonna see whether we get action, comedy, or both. Without further ado, let's get started. After a moment the pop-ups are back up. I was an entire week without them, but let's nope. And start. We just have the Bandai Namco thing starting. But anyway, I have to turn down the volume. Can I do it without it popping up? I can. Somehow. Somehow the volume slider is the only thing that doesn't cause a pop-up. But either way, I'm going to need to examine that intro more when I'm not talking and can actually take the time to pause. Oh, and we're actually getting the opening as well. But either way, that's going to tell us a bit about the specialists. Again, I was focusing on volume sliders and talking, so I didn't really get into it until I saw the violin guy and then the beast guy passing. So I'm assuming those are other specialists. Let's see. We saw two people were getting ready, and we also see two girls, which I am assuming are love interests. And then we had a water suit guy and the guy of trophies, which, considering how I read openings, I'm assuming that the menacing way they were shown without seeing their face was interesting. Is because they are villains. But yeah, there's a lot of interesting people in the opening that I want to know more about, including this pink one at the end too. Yeah, I'm. And then we got flashes of people that I want to pause on so I can get a better look at all of them. Especially, I was off. Especially since stuff like this is going to be off the characters. So the more we find out about the characters and connect them to the people in the opening, the more I understand it. So, welcome. To be fair, he's an assassin. Touching is probably something cautious to be about. There. That doesn't help. Yeah, the art gallery is not helping. Nice attack. Okay, I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, just say that, oh, it's not your thing and go to something else that you both enjoy. Yeah, I understand that. Uh, yeah, sure. You're sure enjoying yourself. And he's gone. Fair. Now you're doing it. I mean, your charm is being an assassin. Fair enough. Yeah, they're all popular attractions to people being fans of. So again, we're getting to where he meets people on his job and shows off, right? Too close to you. Yeah. Yeah. By getting to know each other and yeah, yeah. Actually, oh, Steve, what is with your hats? He did what to get those all pieces about? And this is where we get the one who's shooting water in the opening. Yep, you're saying that, but I mean, Wait, he doesn't have already have access to something like that? Isn't that kind of his job? Okay, old-fashioned way fair. Nice, healthy appetite. Yeah. Okay. Overall positive. They're the only ones there. Why are you shouting? All of them? But we're not here for pay. We're here for women. Oh, you're not deep enough in animal to recognize that. Enough. Yes. Huh? Is that how you're leading? Well, oh, whatever. I guess when you're confident about the actual fighting part of this, you can have charm. Be worried about the date. No. I see. Yeah. Here we go. Not the girl you're supposed to be seducing. Fair. Ah, the creepy old dude special, yes. Yeah. Stardust friends. Again, what's with these guys' hats? I need an answer to that. It's gonna bother me. Objection. Okay, that's nice. Whatever that is, it's nice. And that is also nice. 100% hallucinogenic, yeah. Okay, the arm is also hallucinogenic. Yeah, it's not over yet. Yeah, another master. The water powers made that clear, but she's knocked out, so it's not going to have. So that suit's also filled with water. That's why they're able to manipulate it, right? Oh, you're also a woman. He's not here for the fee. Right. It powers them up, but it only works on someone immune to poisons. The real issue is you can't touch her. Yes. We kind of got that in the introduction, but not yet. Now we're breaking through. Yeah, fair. And first time with the ending, so might as well keep it up for that. But yeah. So first mission, and we're already fighting a Neta Master. So water is more tricky to use normally than poisons, but apparently some sort of magic ability that comes with their bloodline. But yeah, she's much more threatening than the actual person that hired her. But yeah, so far, just as I expected. We had awkward date things to get him through it to start the episode, and then as soon as blood started being shed, he was right in his element. But I still want answers to those hats. Now, why do so many hats that big? Why? That bothers me a bit when I need to look at the lyrics to see what that was. But anyway, that bothers me more than anything else that's been happening in the fight or throughout the episode. But yeah, I, the fact that a lot of valuable pieces of art do end up being collected and kept in private collections of the ultra rich and are considered lost or stolen until one day someone walks in and finds that they have these art is actually a problem. So the would be glad to have this guy cleaned up a bit and more of his art stolen and returned to the rightful owners. But either way, that was it for this week's episode. I hope you all have a good week. And I look forward to next week's episode. And hope somebody stop by to watch with me as well. But until then, take care.